Alrighty, good afternoon, Arkansas. This is Assistant Chief Forecaster Kevin back here once again. I'm here to give you guys a update on what to expect as we get towards tomorrow night, and into your Saturday, and even in some cases, into your Sunday here. So what you're looking at on your map here is the day 2 risk area for much of Arkansas, and then I'm going to explain day 3 here. So I started off with the damaging wind threat. I'm not sure why it started off with that here, but I'm going to back this up for just a bit. Okay, so this is New Year's Day. The slight risk for much of eastern Arkansas, southern, and then in southeastern Arkansas, and then this is going to go for tomorrow. So the slight risk goes for much of Arkansas for tomorrow. Main threats are going to be damaging winds, hail. Can't rule out a couple of tornadoes tomorrow, because what's going to be happening is the same boundary that's just south of Arkansas right now is going to lift northward, and that's what's going to bring the potential of showers, thunderstorms. Some of them could be severe by the time we get towards late tomorrow night and into the early part of your Saturday morning. I know everybody has got questions about my location, timing, etc. As always, you're going to have to be a little patient with me. Let me get all this information out to you guys, and then I will tackle as many questions as you can here. So if I don't get to your question, if you feel leaving, you can always go back and watch the live stream. It's not only on just Facebook, but it's also on our YouTube page as well here. So this is the severe weather outlook for tomorrow. The slight risk goes for much of Arkansas, then your marginal risk for southern Arkansas, and then northern Arkansas. And then what happens is this is your day 3, which you don't have a tornado, damaging wind, or a hail risk with it yet, because they just do the marginal slight risk on day 3. So it goes for much of southern Arkansas, eastern, and then portions of southwestern Arkansas as well, and then a marginal risk back here towards the west. So this is your damaging wind threat. You saw this at the beginning of the live stream. 15% from much of central Arkansas, southwest, and into northeastern Arkansas. You can see where the warm front's going to stall out, and basically where the warm front stalls out is where you will have the potential of seeing either a cold rain or severe weather, depending on what side of the warm front you're going to be on here. So this is for tomorrow night and into the early part of your Saturday morning here. And then here's your hail threat. Your hail threat's there as well. Same thing, hail 15% slight risk from southwest Arkansas to central, and then eastern and northeastern Arkansas, and then your marginal risk for northern, northwestern Arkansas, and then southern Arkansas here. And then this is your tornado threat. Now this is the 5% from much of central, southwest, and northeastern Arkansas. Once again, this is right along or just south of where the warm front is going to be. So that's where your tornado threat is going to be there. Tomorrow night, Noah will be here. He'll keep you guys updated from the studio in case any warnings go out. I recommend having your phones charged, having a way to get warnings tomorrow night and early part of your Saturday morning. If you have travel first thing Saturday morning, just keep an eye. As soon as this live stream is over, I'm going to post a futurecast on our YouTube page. So if you're not subscribed on our YouTube page, I highly recommend it, because you guys will see the futurecast videos, etc. So it's not hard to become a subscriber on there. Just make a quick account, and boom, you're done. So that's the tornado threat for tomorrow here. Now, I've been asking a lot of questions about the tornado threat. I want to make this as perfectly clear as possible, okay? Do not focus on just the tornado threat. I know the tornado threat's scary. I know it's like the number one thing whenever you deal with severe weather. But there's a damaging wind and a hail threat. Don't just depend on the tornado threat, okay? Because I know a lot of people will say, okay, well, the tornado threat's low, I'm not worried about it, then they'll just ignore the severe threat, and then days after, they'll have damaging winds where you have a tree come down, etc., and then they'll say, well, I didn't know it was going to happen. So don't just pay attention to just tornado threat. I know it's scary. I know what happened this month. It's been crazy. You heard all these reports about tornadoes on social media, okay? But there's more to severe weather than just tornadoes. I promise. There's a lot more than severe weather than just tornadoes. There's a damaging wind threat with this as well. And there's also a hail threat with this as well. And we had a report yesterday, you guys saw on the page, down there in Monticello, had a car, windshield was broken. So there's a lot more to severe weather than just tornadoes, guys. So just keep that in mind whenever we forecast severe weather here. And also, not a lot of people are here for the winter weather side. I'm going to talk about that as well. So I've talked you guys' head off. Let's go ahead and jump into computer mode, guys, here. So this is the 18ZHR, and I don't know why it's out to 48 hours here, but I'm going to go back and restart this. I'm going to go here and take a look at this real quickly, and it'll pop up shortly. And then I'm going to go ahead and answer as many questions as you guys can offer me here. And don't forget, if you're not tuning into this live stream, you can always rewind it and watch it over and over again. It's not going to be just limited here. If you're like an hour late or 2 hours late, you can always rewind the live stream and you can watch it here. So I'm going to step this back to the 18Z because 18C will let me look at it for 48 hours here. So this is your current dew points right now. It's comfortable. It's warm. It's warm outside. We're recording right around the 60s right now for today. But your dew points are pretty low across Arkansas. So what happens is late tonight into the early part of your Friday morning, you're going to notice a warm front, especially down here in southern Arkansas. This warm front is going to move north. That's what's going to bring the humidity and the warmer temperatures back into Arkansas as we get towards late tonight into the early part of your tomorrow morning here. Now, what happens is this warm front moves northward by the time we get towards Friday afternoon here, and it kind of stalls out across central Arkansas, southwest, and northeastern Arkansas. I know a lot of people are asking about timing. Guys, uncertainty right now with timing, okay? Model guidance is all over the place with timing. I know it's a big holiday weekend, etc. We're trying our best to get the timing out for you guys. I ain't even made a map yet on timing yet because there's so much uncertainty on what could happen. So we're going to have that information for you guys here in just a bit. We'll have a map out for you guys later on tonight here. But what happens is the warm front moves northward, and you can see where it stalls out. Okay, so central Arkansas, southwest, and then the northeastern Arkansas. Wherever you are along this warm front, if you're north of this warm front, your severe threat is going to be very low. So it's going to be a question on where the warm front stalls out, where you are positioned, where the warm front is, and if you are south of that warm front. That goes for central, southwest, southern, and then eastern Arkansas. Northern and northwest, I don't think you guys are going to see too much of a severe threat, but it just depends on what happens with this warm front. It's going to be a very, very questionable call on what happens with the warm front here. And you can see what happens here. The warm front just continues to stall out across this area here. Dew points in the upper 50s up here, where you have dew points near 70 just south of it as we get towards late Friday night and early part of your Saturday morning. And then what happens is you can see your Arctic front beginning to push into Arkansas by the time we get towards Saturday afternoon. This timing has slowed way down from where it was before. Remember yesterday, I was telling you guys that this was going to be in and out. Like it was going to be a first thing Saturday morning threat, and then it's out of here. This is now starting to slow down to Saturday afternoon. And I told you guys, you do not want this to slow down, because if it slows down, it's just going to make it worse for us here in Arkansas, especially on Saturday. So you can see your dew points in the 60s down here in southern and southeastern Arkansas. So just keep this in mind. It's one computer model, but it is definitely something that we're going to watch here. So I'm going to go over this. Now, this is the significant tornado parameter. All right, and basically what this is just how the environment is going to look for the potential tornadoes. It doesn't guarantee a tornado or guarantee a significant tornado. It's just telling me what the environment's going to look like, what the environment's going to be for potential severe weather here, including potential tornadoes. And you can see by the time we get towards late Friday night, early Saturday morning, the threat's relatively low. So Friday night and Saturday, I don't think you're going to have much of an overnight event. We'll have to watch the warm front. But I think what happens is your main energy begins to pull out towards the east as we get towards Saturday. And what happens is your tornado threat starts to go up across central, southwest, and then into eastern Arkansas. So we'll have to wait and see. That warm front is going to be the question on where you set up and where the potential severe weather is going to be as we get towards late Friday, Saturday, even in some cases Saturday afternoon here. And then you can see with the reflectivity, I'm going to go ahead and reflectivity real quickly and show you guys what I mean. So this is what's concerning me, okay? Remember where you are, and I'm going to draw out the warm front one more time so I can show you guys where I'm talking about here. So there's your warm front right here, okay? And you overlay the warm front with the boundaries. So your boundaries right here, most of your storms are behind the warm front. So these storms are relatively non-severe. It's just the ones out ahead of it or along it that you have to watch for the potential of weak tornadoes, damaging winds, and the hail threat as we get towards Saturday afternoon here. And this is concerning. You don't want this stalling out to Saturday afternoon, because if that happens, then you run the potential of seeing a heightened threat for severe weather, especially across eastern Arkansas, and then points east from there, from Mississippi and into Alabama here. And then I'm going to go over to the 12K now real quick and the 18Z. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to answer some questions here, because I know a lot of people are asking about the time frame and what we're looking at here. So, JD, will this be an upgrade? It's questionable right now. The uncertainty is still there. If we can get a more clear thread on timing and what are we looking at in terms of the greater threat of severe weather, then you will see an upgrade. It may not happen right out the gate. It may be a day one thing when you get an upgrade. They may keep a slight risk all the way until day one, and then that's when you start seeing the upgrade. So it's a wait and see right now. We'll have to watch the situation closely here. But you can see with the NAM, and you can see what it does here. So that's late tonight and the early part of your Friday morning. So the warm front's going to get here late tonight. So you're going to notice the change in the atmosphere late tonight here. And then the atmosphere becomes more unstable. And what the NAM does, this is worst case scenario. You don't want this at all if the NAM happens. NAM stalls this out all the way until Saturday afternoon. It doesn't have a thing in Arkansas until Saturday afternoon. You don't want this here in Arkansas because all the wind energy, etc., all the instability, that's where you have the threat for seeing severe weather. Could potentially be significant severe weather if you start talking Saturday afternoon here. And then look what happens is it pushes off towards the east. So you're not dealing with the severe threat over there in Mississippi, Alabama, and Tennessee area until late Saturday night, early Sunday morning here. And then what happens on the backside, and I know everybody's going to see this, and it's going to take off like a rocket, okay? What happens on the backside? Snow. Take this with a grain of salt. This is just one model. One model. It's the 18Z NAM. It's classic with the snow. It's doing its NAM things. But right now, we'll watch it closely here. With that second low, and I've been telling you guys that the potential of snowfall is there. Now, I don't know accumulations right now because the ground temperature is still warm. Road temperature is still warm, etc. But it's going to be cold on Saturday. Temperatures are going to struggle to get out of 20s and 30s across Arkansas here. So we'll watch the situation very, very closely here. And you can see the temperature difference here on Sunday here compared to where we are. If you go NAM, as a matter of fact, you go NAM, you don't even get out of 20s. You're in the teens to low 20s across Arkansas with snow. So the NAM, if everybody likes winter weather, it's a winter wonderland if you go with the NAM. Now, let's say for it's 18Z, we'll have to wait and see. I don't buy it right now. I think the NAM is doing NAM things, but we'll watch closely here as we get towards the next day or two. But we got to get past the severe weather threat first. I want to talk about winter weather as much as you guys want me to do, but we got to get past the severe weather threat first before we start talking about the potential winter weather here. So, I know a lot of people are asking about Texarkana area. I'm going to watch you guys closely. It just depends on where that warm front stalls out. Where that warm front stalls out is the number one question right now. That's the reason why I can't give you timing or anything else, because we need to find out where the warm front is going to stall out here. So I'm going to go back to the reflectivity here, and you can see that's before. That's what the second low that I've been talking to you guys about over the last couple of days here. And I'm going to see, go ahead here with the NAM, and you can see here really develops that shower and thunderstorm activity here, but it kind of keeps it capped. And I don't necessarily buy this solution from the NAM because the 12 km NAM doesn't really do a good job with the radar. It's not really a mesoscale model, but we'll have to watch it closely here. But it definitely has an unstable environment, and all that wind energy you're going to have in place could bring the potential of seeing severe weather as we get towards your Friday night and your Saturday, and even in some cases your Saturday afternoon threat. Now, this is the high-res NAM, and I think the high-res NAM wants to do the same thing with the snow as well. But you can see the warm front begins to jump northward, really surging the warm front, by the way. Now, I don't know if I buy this because your problem is if you have a snowpack to our north, it's going to limit how far north that warm front gets. So our problem right now is the warm front is currently stationed along I-20 right now. It's not even that far south from Arkansas. So it has that extra time to move northward, okay? The further north this warm front gets, the more unstable it's going to get here in Arkansas. So that's what the high-res NAM wants to do, and you can see what it does. There's your low here. I'm going to draw it out. I'm going to show you the setup here. So this is why I'm saying you have to watch out for the potential damaging winds, hail, and that tornado right here. So your first lows here, okay? Your warm front, your what we call your synoptic warm front, is in southern Missouri. My prayers go out to the ones up there in Missouri, by the way, the meteorologists up there in Missouri, because trying to forecast a winter storm right now up there right now with the warm air invention coming in, I know how difficult it can get. But your Arctic front's back here, your dry lines here, and your warm front. So just a layman's term, you have what's called a triple point setup, where you have your southwest winds and your southerly winds meeting up as one and coming together. So that's why the high-res NAM is really wanting to target western Arkansas, northwestern Arkansas, because it wants to set up that triple point in northwestern Arkansas. So we'll watch it close first thing Saturday morning here. And then what happens is it's the same thing. It does not get this out of here until late Saturday afternoon into Saturday evening here. So that's your dry line, by the way. So it's a dry line, then the Arctic front. Arctic front gets hummed up, which is classic in Arkansas. It gets hummed up in the mountains, and then it pushes eastward. And you can see your dew points really dropping off behind it. And I'm not 100% sure if the high-risk NEM has snow. Okay, it does. It has a little bit up here in northwestern Arkansas, and your second low back here is going to bring the potential snowfall as we get towards your Sunday here. So I'll back this up, and I'm going to show you guys what I'm talking about. So that's what happens by the time we get towards first thing Saturday morning. A lot of heavy rainfall up here in southern Missouri and northern Arkansas. Along the dry line, you have to watch out for morning supercells. You could have tornado warnings as early as 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. Keep that in mind. And then what happens is, as it pushes eastward, it stays relatively capped. I just don't buy the capping right now because you're going to have a lot of instability across Arkansas and a lot of wind shear. So we'll wait and see what happens with radar here. But you can see what it does. It takes it out in the Mississippi as we get towards Saturday night and early Sunday morning. And that's where you have the supercell threat out there. So we'll watch it closely, you guys. We'll keep you guys updated on all that. So let's tackle questions, and then we're going to hop off live stream, and I'm going to have you guys' forecast here. So let's see. For our weather here has been below zero. Michael Poland, our weather up there has been below zero for days. That is some crazy cold air here. Mary, my favorite Springfield weather guy is keeping the snow north of I-44. There's a winter storm watch now up there north of Jeff City. I said before, I know there's frustration up there in Missouri right now. I was talking to Derek about it earlier. I was like, boy, I'd hate to be trying to forecast up there right now when you have model uncertainty where the warm air infection is going to come in and potential cold rain and all that. So we're dealing with severe threat here in Arkansas. The folks to our north are going to be dealing with potential of winter weather with this powerhouse low that's going to come through. And I'm going to show you guys on satellite here just a bit. I'm going to try to pull it up and show you guys what we're looking at here. So it's a merger of two systems. One was in northwestern part of the country, and then the other one was just outside of California. And you're going to get a merge of those systems out in the southwest later today and into the night. And I think by then it should put an end to all this uncertainty. We'll have a better idea on what to expect as we get towards first thing tomorrow morning. Same thing in southwestern Arkansas for tomorrow night into the early part of your Saturday morning. Main threat, damaging winds, hail, and the tornado threat. I want to stress about the tornado threat because you're going to have a lot of wind shear to work with this, guys. And if you guys can do me a favor, share this video, share this live stream. And a lot of people don't know what's going on or anything like that, or they're hearing misinformation. Send this live stream their way. I know it's like 3 o'clock in the afternoon on a Thursday, but they need this information right now. So let's get those views up and let's share this video while we can here. So Alicia looks like 2011 set up all over again. I don't know to that extent. We're going to have to wait and see because right now there's uncertainties on the instability and all that. That's why you don't have a higher threat right now. But the setup itself does concern me pretty considerably. And Michael Poland, how high up there in Saturday? First of all, I'm going to go back in the comments here. Where's your location? Their high on Saturday was negative 22. That is crazy. That is some crazy cold air bottled up in there. And I told you guys this. I said that cold air was going to come south eventually. It's just going to be a matter of time. And that's what you deal with when you deal with winter weather. It kind of the cold air kind of bottles up, takes a bit to get here, and then when it finally gets here, everything just breaks loose here. So let's see, before, very warm and humid at Gaswood right now. Thank you for the update. Appreciate you guys for being here. I know we only got like 200 viewers right now, but please share this video, guys. I know a lot of people are going to tune in later on and say, man, I missed the live stream, etc. Just tell them, hey, we're live. We're going over everything right now. So I'm answering as many questions as you guys have. Just let me know here. But he moved to South Dakota. That's all that, Michael. That's all that cold air that's pouring down from Canada right now. And I will give you guys an example. So when we don't have that cold air pouring southward repeatedly, it gets bottled up in Canada. Some folks in Canada have seen temperatures as low as negative 50. in some places. So all that cold air bottled up has to come south. And that's what happens is when it comes south, it's a major Arctic outbreak. And that's what we're looking at here. As a matter of fact, let's talk about it. Let's talk about the temperatures real quickly here. I know we've been kind of talking about the severe weather and the winter weather threat, but the biggest news, guys, is going to be that cold air that's going to come in. This is Saturday. Daytime highs in the 70s. You go with the NAM model, and you're back in the 30s and 40s here. But I'm telling you guys, it's going to be a shock to the system if you go with the NAM. Temperatures are going to fall and considerably on Sunday. Sunday is going to be a wake-up call on it's still winter. It's not spring. It's winter here in Arkansas. So don't be shocked if you have temperatures struggling to get out in the 20s and low 30s across the natural state here. So this is going to be some serious cold air coming our way. So by flying Little Rock is Saturday morning at 8 o'clock. Will the weather be good? Unfortunately not. Potential of strong severe thunderstorms will be possible Saturday morning across the Little Rock area, depending on where that warm front sets up. I would kind of make sure, check with your the people that you brought the tickets, the air tickets from, and see if there's any potential delays and stuff like that. But the weather's not going to be looking too good first thing Saturday morning here in the metro. So Atlanta, Arkansas, running my AC. Yeah, the AC is running in the weather center right now too. So it's pretty warm out there. It's not humid, but the sun angle is still pretty warm across Arkansas right now. So how's weather in Arkadelphia? Arkadelphia is fine right now, but we'll watch it closely here as we get towards Friday night and Saturday. Where that warm front stalls out is going to be the big question of what happens, okay? And I'm going to zoom this out. I'm going to zoom this out and show you guys what I mean here. So this is just the North American zoomed out, and I'm going to show you guys what I'm talking about here with the system. So you've got two pieces of energy. You got one that's going to be, let me get my marker up real quick. You got one that's going to dive down from Alaska, and you got one that's just outside the California coastline. And these systems are going to move due south and east, and they're going to make a bigger low out here in the southwest. This low is going to travel just like this. That's what's going to bring the potential of a winter storm and severe weather to our, not only us here in Arkansas, but much of the southern plains and the central half of the country here. And what could happen behind this low, there could be even a smaller low that could develop out here in eastern New Mexico and western Texas. And it's going to kick out on Sunday and take advantage of the cold air in place. And that's where you could get the potential of seeing some winter weather here in Arkansas. The impact right now is still a little bit uncertain. But the cold air is definitely going to be the bigger story over the next couple of days here. So, let's see. Let's see. Sandy, it's perfect weather for those who have been. Wow, that's great. Oh, man. Don't forget the outside pets out. Great point. On Sunday, plants as well. I know there's some folks, and don't ask me about this as well, but there are some people planting in December. I have questioned them. I was like, you do know it's gonna get cold eventually. He's like, yeah, well, I'm gonna plant. And I'm like, okay. So if you've already planted or anything like that, or you have anything garden-wise outside on Sunday, it'll probably be a really good time to bring that in. Plants, cover your pipes as well. Wrap your pipes as well, keep them from potential pipe bursting, and that's the number one thing I'm kind of concerned about with all this cold air coming down as well. I did have a question. One of my friends down at El Dorado made a good point. I did have a question about flash freeze. I don't think that's going to be the situation with this on this upcoming event for Saturday and Sunday. The way to get flash freeze is you need a sudden drop in temperatures. Like you need this Arctic front to come through. Like speed blitz to Arkansas. You need a sudden drop in temperatures from 70 to 15 or 20 degrees, like instantly, all of a sudden. That's how you get flash freeze. The way that this Arctic front is slowing down, you're not going to have that potential. It's going to be a gradual cool down. Now, it's going to be a major cool down, but it's going to be a gradual. It's not going to be anything that is sudden. So that's how you get flash freeze. I don't think that's going to be the biggest case here in Arkansas. Now, northwestern Arkansas, we'll see. We'll see about that. But most of the natural state, you should be good to go. Now, if the winter weather threat happens on Sunday, and I know a lot of people hear about the winter weather, don't ignore the severe threat. But the winter weather, I'm going to talk about it for just a bit because I haven't had a real decent chance to really talk about it. The threat is there. The second low, more confidence is coming in on that second low developing now. Okay? impacts are going to be limited. I don't think this is going to be a big time winter storm here in Arkansas because of the fact that, one, your warm ground temperatures. Temperatures in the ground right now, in some places are in near 70 degrees. So it's very, 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 very warm right now. The ground temperatures are very, very warm. Road temperatures are not as warm, but they're still pretty warm here. So this is one of our first winter weather events potentially, where we could have like maybe 2 or 3 inches of snowfall, and you don't even notice it because the ground temperatures are just so warm. So I would watch out on roadways first thing Sunday night, if it occurs. But we'll keep you guys informed on all that. It's still a wait and see. Late to the party here, Cam. What are we looking at? Discrete rogue supercells or just more of a line? Jimmy's gonna be a little bit of both. It just depends on what happens. I think tomorrow we'll have a better idea on what we're looking at in terms of storm mode, but right now I say a mix of both. Potential discrete supercells along and ahead of the line, and then the potential of the line itself coming through, and that's where your damaging wind threat is going to kind of come in as well. So yeah, unfortunately, case it doesn't do anything for the mosquito problem. The cold air, especially how short-lived that this is going to be, it's not going to be a long-lived thing. By the time we get towards next week, we're back in the 60s and low 70s. So it's going to be a quick-hitting cold air shot, and then it's going to be out of here by the middle part of next week here. So do me a favor, guys. So if you know anybody that needs updates, questions answered, etc., send them our way in this live stream right now. I know a lot of people don't know if we're live, but send them our way here. That way they can get their questions answered at this point here. So Mindy, yes, that will be the better area to see the accumulations if it occurs. It's going to be higher elevations. My concern right now is if northwestern and northern Arkansas sees snow, because of the fact that they do, then we may run the risk of seeing some accumulations up there, but it's still a wait and see because your ground temperatures are a little colder up there. As a matter of fact, bear me for just a bit. I'm going to try to see if I can get that up for you guys. I don't know if my software is going to allow me to do that, but bear me for just a bit. I'm going to try to see if I can get that up for you guys right now here. But Yellowville snow, and a lot of people are asking about snow. Still uncertain right now, but do not focus on just the winter weather threat. There's a severe threat with this as well. I'm going to back this up, and we'll show you guys severe weather threat. I know everybody's kind of tuning in and seeing the cold air, but you have to get past severe threat. You have to get past severe threat before we get to the winter weather threat. It's just not going to happen until we get past the severe weather threat on Saturday. And I'm going to take you guys out to Saturday afternoon. You can really see the temperatures, man. That's making me sweat just looking at that. Temperatures in the low to mid 70s. So you may even make a run down there in southern Arkansas for near 80 degrees down there on Saturday. And that's not good news at all, especially with an Arctic front beginning to come in. So, Michael, great question. If the warm front stalls further south than expected, what would that mean, more cold air and the snow in place? Okay, for one, that would bring your severe threat south. So you would think the potential of probably central Arkansas and southern Arkansas and then eastern Arkansas and then out into Mississippi and Alabama. Unfortunately, it would not do anything for your winter weather because of the track of the low. So wherever that warm front sets up, yes, it may be further south, but it has to be where that surface low is going to track. Okay, it may bring that winter weather a little bit closer to Arkansas, but I don't think you're going to get a major winter storm. I think that's going to be greater to our north and west with this system here. It's going to be a powerhouse system as well, and you can see a drastic temperature difference. You're at 7 degrees up here in Kansas, near 80 degrees in southeastern Arkansas. This is going to be one heck of a system that's going to come through here. So thank you for covering the northwestern area. We covered the entire state. That's why we're here. That's why we're here to keep you guys updated on all that. So I'm in Longview, Texas. I know it's out of y'all's jurisdiction. Just curious on how things are going to be in Texas. Unfortunately, you guys may be dealing with dry line storms out there. That's going to be your supercell threat out there towards the Longview area. We'll have to watch and see over there. That's where you have your damaging wind, your hail, and the tornado threat here. And if your instability is a little bit higher, you could see a bigger severe threat out there towards that area over there, northeastern Texas, and that general area over there towards Longview. So we'll watch you guys closely as well. I know it's kind of outside of our jurisdiction, but we cover all corners of the state here. It's going to be like Oklahoma, Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Tennessee, Missouri as well here. So how would the snow affect wind, Arkansas? Right now, uncertain, okay? What I want you guys to do, and I know you guys are excited about the snowfall. I know. I'm a snow lover myself. I know it's exciting. put it in the back of your mind until we get past the severe threat. Don't focus on just snow threat, because the snow threat may or may not happen. I want you guys to be more prepared for the severe threat, because we got to get through that first. We got to get through the severe threat before we even begin to talk about cold air and the snowfall here in Arkansas. Once we get past the severe threat, then we can talk about winter weather all day long. But right now, that should be the primary focus, is the severe weather threat here. So thank you, Cameron. You're awesome. Thank you pretty much for that comment. Should we be good most of the day on Friday? Literally, yes. Most of the day on Friday should be good to go. If you have any kind of New Year's Eve plans during the day on Friday, and even Friday evening, you should be good to go across Arkansas. It's just late Friday and in the early part of your Saturday morning is where we could be looking at some trouble in paradise here in Arkansas here. So, glad someone asked about the Longview area, because I have family in Tyler from Richie here. But Bossier City, Louisiana, down there, boy, it's going to get muggy, and it's going to get warm down there over the next 24 hours here. Mainly, the severe threat's going to be north of that area, over there towards Bossier City, near that Shreveport area. But we'll watch you guys close. Depends on what happens with the dry line and the overall track of the low pressure. I think a damaging wind, hail, isolated tornado threat down there as well, down there in northwestern Louisiana. But we'll watch you guys close as well down there as well. So, Brittany, what makes a storm severe outside of tornadoes? There's damaging winds, there's hail, cloud to ground lightning. There's a lot of things that make a storm severe outside of a tornado. So that's the number one thing I kind of want to talk to you guys about. You know, everybody sees the tornado threat when it's a severe threat. You know, there's a lot more to severe weather than just tornadoes. That's the stigma I want to kind of get rid of, because I know people, when you talk about severe weather, the number one thing in their mind is tornadoes. And that's all you guys have heard all this month is tornadoes, 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 damage, tornadoes, tornadoes, tornadoes. There's a lot more to severe weather than just tornadoes. Okay? You have your damaging wind, and you have your hail, you have cloud to ground lightning. There's a lot of things that make a storm severe outside of the tornado threat. You have 60-mile-per-hour winds and hail that will qualify a storm to be severe. So there's just a lot more that makes it to that. Mindy, great point. If we are back in time, if we are back from Mississippi and Alabama in time to cover the winter storm, yes, we will do it. We will do it. We will make the snow angels again if it even sticks. I don't even think it's going to stick if it occurs here. But yes, we will do it. What time Saturday in northern Arkansas should we expect temperatures to transition to below freezing? It's going to be late in the afternoon on Saturday. As a matter of fact, the NAMON may be doing a really good job with this, okay? Late in the afternoon and evening hours on Saturday into Saturday night in the first part of your Sunday morning. Most places on Sunday, especially north and central Arkansas, you will not touch the freezing mark on Sunday. Everybody else, 32, 33 degrees, but it's going to be one of those big-time Arctic cold air shots that's going to come down. It's not going to be just a little bit of a love tap. It's going to be a full-on Arctic air blast that's going to come down in Arkansas, but unfortunately, it's not going to last long. It's going to be a quick shot and it's out of here. So, let's see, with 4, let me see here, I'm going over comments here. I'm not worried about snow. I'm more concerned about storms here about home. Thank you guys for the weather information. That's the reason why we're here, guys. That's why we're here. We keep you guys informed on everything. 2022 is going to come in and it's going to make its presence known early. And I was talking to Derek about it earlier about the upcoming spring. We don't get rid of La Nina. We don't get rid of this pattern going into the spring. It's going to get ugly. It is going to get ugly for not only us here in Arkansas, but much of the southern plains. If we don't get rid of this pattern by the time we get towards spring here. So, let me see. Before I got love Arkansas weather, just volunteer, Derek. Yeah, I'll just push them down like I did last time and make the snow angels. But I don't know if we're going to get any kind of accumulations with this, guys. So, if you guys got any more questions, let me know. I'm going to be on here for about probably 10 more minutes, kind of get over everything. I wanted to just talk to you guys briefly about what to expect here. I know we don't have a lot of viewers on here, but I do want to talk to you guys about that potential severe threat here. So Jonesboro getting snow, possibly. So 4, don't focus on just the winter weather threat. Got to get past the severe threat first. I will talk about the winter weather threat once we're past both the Friday night and the Saturday night severe threat. But until then, the winter weather threat is going to go in the backseat until we get past these next 2 threats here. So what time of Dumas? Dumas is a wait and see right now. You're going to have a warm front that's going to move north. late Friday night or early Saturday morning, it could have thunderstorms along it, and there's going to be a lull in the period. Basically, what a lull means in layman's terms, a break in coverage. All your thunderstorm action is going to be in northern Arkansas and southern Missouri, and then over towards eastern Oklahoma and northeast Texas. There's going to be a break in Arkansas. Some places may see sunshine first thing Saturday morning. That's how concerning that is, because you're going to have dry air coming in from the Gulf of Mexico here. You're like, dry air from the Gulf. The dry air is going to come from the Yucatan Peninsula all the way down near the Bay of Campeche. It's going to travel its way all the way northward to Arkansas. That's what's going to mix in, and it's going to have a cap in place. So don't be shocked. You wake up first thing Saturday morning, especially in central and south Arkansas and southeast, and there's sun coming out. And then you had a threat for potential strong to severe thunderstorms. So we will see. But right now, we'll keep you guys updated on all that. Same thing in Mena. Right now, it's still a wait and see. Timing right now is, as you can see with model guys, all over the place. But my number one concern is this, okay? Notice something, okay? You noticing this is right around 8, 9 o'clock first thing Saturday morning, okay? Your front of boundary is coming in to northwestern Arkansas. Michael, I'll trade you weather for a few days. Oh boy, Michael, I'm gonna tell you something right now. You don't want our weather up there in South Dakota. You guys get our weather up there in South Dakota this time of the year, you're gonna pay for it. So you don't want this kind of cold, this type of warm air up there in South Dakota here, especially with all the active weather you guys got up there in the northern plains right now. But the point I was gonna make was your front of boundary. Your Arctic front is stalled out just like this, okay? And a little bit of a geography lesson here. You have mountains up here in northwestern Arkansas, okay? What's going to happen is this Arctic front is going to hit the mountains and it's going to stall. Not completely. It's going to make it through Arkansas, but it's going to stall out northwestern Arkansas, okay? And then what's going to happen is, you can see this is right around lunch, and the front's still not through Arkansas. So you have a threat of severe weather on Saturday, potentially statewide if this front of boundary doesn't get through here early enough. But here's what happens, okay? So this is 3 o'clock. Front of boundary is just now getting over the mountains. So the mountains is going to hold this front of boundary potentially for about 2 or 3 hours. That is very crucial when you're dealing with severe weather. Any delay in this front, and you heighten the potential of severe weather across eastern Arkansas. It's very, 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 very crucial on this. You do not want this front boundary to stall out. You want it to be in, gone, cold air here, etc., and that's it. You don't want it to stall out, because you can see the effects of it stalling out in northwestern Arkansas. Temperatures 74, 75 degrees. Let's talk about moisture real quickly, okay? Here's your moisture coming in, mid to upper 60 dew points, all right? So there's a lot of instability coming in, a lot of moisture coming in as well on Saturday, just because your front boundary stalled for 3 hours in the mountains of northwestern Arkansas. You don't want that. You do not want that at all. You want this front to be in, out, done, that's it. If it stalls out, that's where you heighten the potential of severe weather, especially from central and into eastern Arkansas. Leonard, great question. Are we in central Arkansas going to see an enhanced risk on Saturday? If that run verifies, you will. Because a stalled out front, along with a dry line in northeastern Texas, very strong low pressure over here in eastern Oklahoma, that's the recipes you need for severe weather, potentially significant severe weather. I don't think it's going to be an outbreak, but definitely, you do not want this front boundary to stall out. And I'm very concerned, especially up here in northwestern Arkansas, especially in higher elevations. It's going to stall out in the mountains, and that's where you're going to see the severe threat kind of take off across eastern Arkansas here. So do me a favor, share this live stream. You guys any more questions, let me know. And also, how is everybody's day going? I know it's kind of Thursday, sun's going out. Just let me know how y'all's day is going as well here across Arkansas. Also, there was a lot of people that kind of met us out in public and stuff like that. I just want to say hi to you guys as well. Appreciate you guys for coming up to us. If you've seen us out in public, come out to us and say, hey, thank you for letting us know about the severe threats and stuff like that. We appreciate you guys as well here. So, plus, we have an Audubon Mountains up there that goes from east to west. Yes, that's what's the forecasting uncertainty, and that's a lot of people don't pay attention to. They see a warning threat and they think, okay, well, it's not going to happen. Or they see, something that doesn't line up or stuff like that. That's why models are models. They're guidance. It's not meant to be taken literally. It's meant for a tool to forecast. I see, from a forecaster's perspective, an Arctic front stalling out northwestern Arkansas briefly for a few hours. Moisture really getting going across eastern Arkansas, much of Mississippi, northwestern Alabama, and in Tennessee. And that's where you have a threat for severe weather. Right now, we'll have to watch and see if it gets capped off, etc. There's a little mesoscale details that you'll have to watch out very closely here. But right now, it's very, very, very uncertain at this point here. So we'll keep you guys updated as well. Dustin, great point. Yes. I wish I could preach that to a lot of people. Damaging winds can do just as much damage as a EF0 or EF1 tornado. Not limited to just the marginal risk areas. You can still get severe weather, but that raises the awareness of the damaging winds and the hail threat outside of tornado threat. Now, don't get me wrong, the tornado threat, is there and it's concerning and stuff like that, and you do need to have a plan in place for a tornado threat. But it should not be the number one thing in your mind. You should prepare for all types of severe weather, for hail, for damaging winds. A lot of people, and I've seen this in public, a lot of people have seen a severe thunderstorm warning and just ignore it. You can't ignore severe thunderstorm warnings. You gotta respect it just like a tornado warning, because damaging winds can be just as bad as dealing with a weak tornado. It can happen. So thank you guys for sticking with us through this whole live stream. Silent Spring, severe or just cold, both. I'm gonna say both right now. I don't like where you guys are being right now. If you go with the NAM is not y'all's best friend at all. It styles the warm front in southern Missouri. I have a friend that's doing the weather up there in Missouri right now. He's about to pull his hair out because guidance is back and forth with the warm front, saying that you could potentially have cold rain or sleet or snow up there in Missouri right now. So the warm front position is not only for us here in Arkansas, but it's also for those up there just to our north, because you're trying to forecast this, and this warm front surges north, then it's going to ruin any type of forecasting you've got. So it's a big forecast headache for not only just us here in Arkansas, but for the entire Mid-South right now. Where does the warm front stall out? That's the number one question right now. That's something that you may not get answered until probably sometime tomorrow here. But we'll keep you guys updated. Thank you for the stars, by the way, with this. I know a lot of people, I know everyone sees the 100 views. Most people, it's kind of 4 o'clock in the afternoon. People are getting off work, etc. They may not see this live stream until probably later on. So that's why I'm kind of hanging on another 15, 20 minutes, letting some people come in, seeing us live, and kind of answering questions here. Dustin, great question. What does the European model agree with the NAM, or they're at odds again? I think the Euro is on the same path as the NAM, if I'm correct. I'm going to go back to the moisture real quick. Let's talk about that. That's a good point. Thank you, Dustin, for the questions here. So there's the warm front. Okay, your synoptic warm front. Basically, in layman's terms, where your warm front, your original warm front is going to be across southern Missouri, northeastern Oklahoma, and into the Ohio Valley. You go with the Euro, boy. Matter of fact, let me double check this and make sure I got this correct here. So there's your warm front. You can see with your dew points, by the way. So your dew point separates the moist air in the environment and the dry air in the environment here. You can see your warm front beginning to lift northward here. So it makes it to North Arkansas, and it stalls out along the Arkansas-Missouri border. So right through there, where you see your dew points, the upper 50s, low 60s, that's where your warm front's going to be. And you're going to have overrunning warm air outside of the warm front. That's what's going to lead to what's called a WAA, or what's in layman's terms warm air advection up here in northern, central and northern Mississippi, and that's where you could potentially see an ice storm up here across this area here. So we'll watch that closely at this point here. But that warm front is going to stall out. If you go Euro across northern Arkansas and southern Missouri, compared with the NAM, they're about right on par with each other. So you're starting to see agreement. You're finally starting to see agreement. Problem is, we don't know storm mode. We don't know the exact timing right now. It's still, all that's still kind of in the air at this point. Snow potential on Sunday, a little bit greater. Okay, I've been 30% the last couple of days. Stay tuned for the forecast. Let's see how high I go. Let's see how high I go for the snowfall potential. I'm gonna leave that one for the curious minds. I'm let you guys kind of sit on that one and kind of build up a little bit for the forecast tonight. And also, by the way, speaking of forecast tonight's going to be the last time you see a 7-day forecast until possibly Monday. I think it's going to be Monday by the time we get back full in the office to do the 7 days. So tonight, 7-day forecast, the last one until on Monday here. But we'll have updates starting tomorrow all day long. We'll have updates on Saturday. We'll have updates on Sunday as well here. But I'm going to let you guys kind of peer on that snow potential right now. Just kind of stay tuned for the 7-day forecast that's going to come out later this evening here. So if you guys got any more questions, let me know. I'm staying here a few more minutes. Let everybody kind of peer, kind of come in. I know it's kind of 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Everyone's getting off of work. They're kind of tuning into this live stream a little bit late. But I appreciate you guys for tuning in for this live stream here. Like whoever posted that comment, if you stuck with us, you're the MVP. Thank you. At this point here, someone seen I've answered that question. Michael, I've gotten to your comment here. No, I'm not trading weather. You do. I do not. I've been up there in Minnesota before. And I think, okay, take it back. It was December 2015, I believe. I was up there. Temperatures up there were -20, -30. Guys, you don't want that kind of air mass here in Arkansas. It's bad. Being outside when it's -20, -30 degrees outside, it's bad. It's one of those. It's like that freakily cold air outside that you can't wear. You can't have anything like any skin exposed at all. That's the type of cold air that can give you frostbite in 5 minutes. You don't want that kind of cold air here in Arkansas. So, okay, it was eaten. Okay, all right, thank you. Can we at least see some snowflakes? Yes, I think some places in Arkansas will see snowflakes on Sunday. I wouldn't be shocked. Either it's going to be from the second low or it's going to be the powerhouse low that's going to bring the moisture on its backside here. But I think some places could see at least some flurries or even a little bit of light snow showers on Sunday. But we'll keep you guys in tune on all that here. So from Redfield, Arkansas, I appreciate you guys for tuning in, by the way. Sandy, that's what I mean here. That's the unfortunate part. Damaging winds, she said, damaging winds knocked my tree on my roof last year. Storm lasted all about 3 minutes. Yeah, that's why I tell you guys don't ignore the damaging wind threat. I know everybody sees tornado threat. If the tornado threat's low, then, it's not going to be that big of a deal, but it doesn't mean anything. Damaging wind threat could be just as bad as dealing with tornado threat, guys. You don't want that at all. So, appreciate you guys for sending the stars as well here. That's another way you guys can donate. Even if you could do me a favor and post the not supporter link, the t-shirt, our merch website, in the comments here, just in case some folks want to buy a hoodie or something like that for us here. All profits, by the way, does not go in our pockets. It goes straight to what you guys are seeing right here. It goes straight into the weather center. It goes straight into equipment upgrades, etc. More that comes into the weather center, the better our graphics get, the better information we can give you guys on this here. So we appreciate you guys for being here. Let's see, we enjoy your streams and looking out for us. Yeah, I appreciate you guys for tuning in as well. I try to make my streams as entertaining as possible, but when you're dealing with severe weather, I gotta have to be a little bit serious here. And I'm looking at the NAM right now. 18Z is not pretty. It's not pretty at all. I'm gonna go to the high-res NAM real quick. Now, I want to show you guys this. I posted this before the live stream, and I want to talk about this a little bit. So you're gonna see this on social media, okay? I don't know if it's gonna be by us. It's gonna be somebody else. It came down with it, by the way. It doesn't have the high numbers that it did before. I'm gonna go back here. So okay, so this was the 12Z. So this is what the 12Z did. Okay, had those 5, 6, those ominous numbers across southwestern Arkansas. By the time we got to us first thing Saturday morning, if you went with the high-res NAM. Okay, I'm gonna explain those numbers real quickly here. When you see this map, and pay attention to it real quick, okay? If you see anything that says significant tornado parameter, okay, it does not mean tornado outbreak. It's concerning, definitely concerning. Whenever you see 5, 6s in the forecast, it's definitely concerning. But this is raw model data. It should not be taken for a forecast, okay? It's definitely concerning because it tells me, what it tells me when I'm looking at this is that the environment is conducive for tornadoes. It's conducive. The higher number, by the way, is conducive for potential significant tornadoes. It's just the environment. It doesn't mean you're going to get a tornado. It doesn't mean you're going to see this or you're going to see that. But I know I know it's a spooky map, and if you don't know what you're looking at, it's gonna just widen your eyes. I know if you don't know what you're looking for in this map, it's gonna widen your eyes, and that's the number one thing. I see a lot of people post this map and say tornado outbreak, hype. I consider it hype because that's a significant tornado parameter. It doesn't tell you what the tornado is going to be. It just tells you the environment. It's concerning me because the environment's there, but you have to have precip, etc. There's a lot of things that go into this before you start talking about potential tornado here. So, yes, it's concerning. It's very, very concerning. Here's the latest one, by the way. Doesn't have it anymore. Okay, it's first of all, it's slowed way down. 18s, and that's another thing that I'm noticing is all the guidance that's coming in today is getting slower and slower and slower and slower and slower, and it's stalling out. If we're not careful, we may be talking about this thing didn't get out here until Saturday night. And if that's the case, yes, you will make a run for a winter storm because that gives the second low enough time to get going across the eastern half of New Mexico and the western half of Texas. So we will have to watch it closely here, but you can see here, and this is Saturday afternoon, by the way. Saturday afternoon now. It's really starting to take off across Arkansas here. And then as we get towards Saturday evening, when your low-level jet starts kicking in, I'm going to start focusing on eastern Arkansas and in the Mississippi right now. So we'll keep you guys informed on that, and it really, really takes it off out there in Mississippi. So I think, personally, once we get a better time frame on what's going to happen and what we're looking at, we could get an enhanced risk by either tonight or sometime tomorrow. We'll keep you guys informed on that. So, Caden, is there any chance of snow near Fayetteville? Yes, it will be late Sunday night into Sunday. As I mentioned before, guys, don't focus on the severe weather. Not severe weather. That. Don't focus on the winter weather threat right now. Put it in the back seat. We got, what's today? Thursday. We got Friday and Saturday. We got 2 days that we got to look out for before we start talking about winter weather. Okay? So, right now, we're all severe weather. Okay? And I know it's not very popular because it's not winter weather. It's not snow. But you got to keep in mind the severe weather threat. Okay? You got to get past severe weather before you start talking about winter weather. So, what are we looking at in terms of the timeline for the storms? We're looking at right now anywhere between midnight tomorrow night into Saturday afternoon. Okay? I'm going to attempt tonight, probably when I get to what's called a 0Z guidance or your evening model data in, I'm going to see where we stand, and I'm going to attempt to make a timing map tonight. Have that out for you guys. It's a little premature, and I may have to change it a little bit, but I'm going to try to get that out for you guys tonight. Because I know a lot of people have plans. It's New Year's Eve, New Year's Day. You're trying to figure out what you're going to do or whatever, how you're going to ring in the New Year. Hopefully you don't ring in the New Year with a tornado. But that's what I'm going to try to do for you guys tonight. I'm going to have that out for you guys probably later on this evening as well here. So another one thing, guys, by the way, I will not be in office for tomorrow night into Saturday night's event. Me and Derek will not be here. It will be Noah. It will be a new voice, a new person. It's going to be his first time, so just kind of bear with him and stuff like that. We'll be here kind of helping him out for support. He's got an entire forecast team helping him out. But we're going to give him the ropes for tomorrow night and into Saturday here. So just kind of keep that in mind. If you hear a new voice in the live stream, you'll be like, man, who is that? But yeah, he's going to be doing that. So just kind of keep that in mind. Okay, it's not going to be 100% perfect, but he's going to be new. He's going to be doing the live streams for tomorrow night. Here, who said that comment? Nothing like nothing like a New Year's Eve kiss in a storm shelter. That's great. Oh, that is great. So, Bray, great question. Is it stalling or is it just an estimate? It's unfortunately right now with guidance it's stalling out. Now, like I said before, for our folks east of us in Mississippi, Alabama, you don't want this thing stalling out. Because the longer it stalls out, it's just going to delay the inedible for you guys over there. So, we're going to have to wait and see on all that here. But right now, current timing is from late Friday night, right around midnight. Friday night along the warm front. Warm front moves north. And then what happens is your dry line down here pushes east, and your Arctic front pushes east. And I wouldn't rule out if you want me to be honest with you guys, I wouldn't rule out maybe a few more thunderstorms behind the dry line and into the Arctic front. We'll have to watch that closely as well. He may make a run for a second round late Saturday afternoon and Saturday evening. We'll watch to see that. I don't think it's going to be a big event, but I wouldn't be shocked to see that take place as we get towards late Saturday evening, Saturday night, as the Arctic front's kind of swinging its way through Arkansas here. So, Alicia, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. We're going to be out. Me and Derek are going to be out in the field giving him ground reports. He's new, as I said before. He'll be here. He's been trained and everything else. So you guys are in great hands. I don't need anyone being scared or anything like that. I promise you it's going to be just fine. He's a great forecaster. I promise you he's a great forecaster. Just as good as being Derek. He's been home trained and everything. He's good to go. So you don't have to worry about that at all. He's great. She'll be in the comments. Eden will be in the comments, keeping everybody informed. We will be here, guys. Just because me and Derek are stepping away and going out to the field doesn't mean anything, okay? You guys will still be in great hands. I promise you. I took time. I promise you. We've been training him for several months now, getting him ready for events like this. We're letting them take the rope for this upcoming event Friday and Saturday here. So, under snow. Oh, man. Honestly, you know what? With that event on Sunday, it just depends on what happens with that low. I wouldn't rule it out. I wouldn't rule it out at all. I honestly wouldn't rule it out. But when we were in Arkansas, Michael, when we were in Arkansas Christmas, came back home to -6 and a foot of snow and strong winds with a wind chill that day. Well, honestly, the cold doesn't bother you once you get used to it. Yeah, I know, but as I said before, I've been up there before. I couldn't do it. -20, -30 degree temperatures, man. I couldn't do it. No. Nobody. But yeah, you're right. It's, more you get used to it, etc. here. But that's crazy here. But I think that's all I got for you guys right now. Fort Smith, Perryville, same thing. Greenwood, same thing for you guys tomorrow night in the early part of your Saturday morning. That's where you look at the potential seeing severe weather. And then with the Arctic front that's going to come through as we get towards Saturday afternoon here. But I will be here for somewhat during the day tomorrow, kind of helping out, especially early on. But I don't think I'm going to be here tomorrow night or Saturday. It's going to be all in Noah's hands. I promise you guys. You guys are going to be fine. They'll be here as well. We got an entire forecast team here. But yeah, he's going to be good to go. Okay. Let me see before. Yep. Everyone has to. That's what I told Noah. Everyone has to start somewhere. We've gotten with him. Best training, everything. He knows what to do. He's ready to go. So just kind of keep that in mind for tomorrow night. But he's been trained. Everything's been good to go. We're good. But we will be here. We'll give you guys. He's going to be getting ground reports and stuff like that. As I told Derek, I got a feeling we're not going to be leaving Arkansas until probably Saturday evening. It just depends on how slow this thing slows down. Will Russellville see severe weather tomorrow? Not during the day. Tomorrow night and into Saturday. Much of the day tomorrow will be good to go. Everything tomorrow will be good to go. During the day on Friday tomorrow, you should be good to go. It's just late in the evening and into the overnight hours. That's where we'll have to look out for the potential of seeing some severe weather here. So I think that's it in terms of questions here. Saw the comment. That's great. Timing map, I'm going to try to get it out tonight. If I don't get it out tonight, it's going to be first thing in the morning. But I'm going to try to at least get it out tonight. That way you guys have at least a feel on what timing looks like, and then I can always go back and adjust it from there. And also, don't forget that we will have the future cast on our YouTube as well. So if you don't see the timing map, you can at least get a feel what guidance is what to do with our future cast and kind of make up a plan from there. So I lived in Kansas. It was the worst winter ever. Packed everything, went east, and came here a few states later here. Yeah, I know. Alicia, I'm the same way. I'm a cold air lover, but I am definitely not doing that -20, -30. I've been up there once. I've experienced it. It's that type of cold air that it just burns. It makes your eyes just burn. It's it's one of those types of cold air systems, and on top of that, it's very, very dry cold air. Dew points are like in the -20s, etc. So it's very, 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 very cold air, especially up there in Northern Plains. And that we'll get a taste of that here in Arkansas. I don't think it's gonna get that cold here in Arkansas. I would hope not, but definitely with that here. So I think that's it. In terms of questions, Noah, yep, he will make sure to bring lots of coffee. He's ready to go for tomorrow. Making sure we're good to go here. And I think that's it, guys. Okay. Let's see here. We'll see if I can pin. Nope, I cannot. Okay, so let me see. I think we're good to go. Mina, I've answered your question as well. If you guys got any more questions, let me know. Texarkana, I've answered that one. Cersei, late tomorrow night, early party Saturday morning, and then Saturday afternoon potentially here. So, kind of take this out. Let's go to HR real quick. Let's go to HR real quick. So there's HR. HR is doing a little bit of a better job with the overall radar here, so you can see what happens here. So there's your warm front coming northward. Okay. All right. We will have to watch these cells as well. Some of these cells may produce hail tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening, especially across western Arkansas. And then what happens is that the warm front moves northward, and you start getting cells really getting going by tomorrow night here. So the overnight hours, you should be relatively okay. It's just getting closer to sunrise is where you're going to have some trouble in paradise here in Arkansas. So significant tornado parameters, let's look at that real quickly here. And that's the wrong run. Let's go back to the 18C real quick. And let's say before, I'll be here tonight, keep you guys informed on this as well. Years back, rode my aunt's husband, 18-wheeler, stuff for 8. Yeah, I've been in Wyoming. Wyoming is very beautiful out there. Whenever you see snow. See before, there's your warm front here. Okay. So your warm front's coming northward. If you go with the HR, warm front's here. And this is the environment. So along and south and east of the warm front. I did not mean to do that. Give me 1 second. I'm going to clear that off. Okay. Alright, so we're good. Okay. So along and south of the warm front is where your tornado threat's going to be kind of maximized. And then that's what happens as you get towards Saturday afternoon. Now, you can see the trend. If you go Euro, it's going to get worse. That's what I'm saying. You do not want this thing to stall out. You do not want this thing to stall. And this is what's called the helicity tracks. Now, don't get concerned about this. These are not tornado tracks. It just shows the helicity, the rotation. So, much of this will probably be hail. But closer to the warm front, we will have to watch out for potential of some tornadoes here. So, this is not going to be an outbreak by any stretch of the matter. That's concerning, though. I gotta bring that back. So that is right around noonish on Saturday. I believe that is a strong storm right there coming through the metro. Let's take a look at your dew points real quick. Dew points, yep, right along the boundary. Okay, so that will be a possible tornadic one, but we'll watch it closely here. But you can see the overall trend. You can see why I'm saying you can see your Arctic front coming in. Your upper front is just now getting in northwest Arkansas by the time we get towards Saturday afternoon here. So with the HR, what it does, it sends the dry line through Arkansas throughout the day on Saturday. It's stable air back here. I think you could see a few more thunderstorms pop up before the Arctic front gets here, and then that's it. Everyone that's asking about the snow, I'm going to repeat this one more time, and I want to make this perfectly clear. I am more focused on the severe weather threat than the winter weather threat right now. I will get to the winter weather threat once we get past severe weather. I'm more concerned about severe weather right now than winter weather. We will have plenty, I promise you, we'll have plenty of time to talk about the winter weather threat here. But I'm more focused on the severe weather threat right now than I am the winter weather threat. I think it's possible. I think it's there until guidance starts getting a little bit more aggressive with the winter weather potential. Then I will turn my attention there. But right now, I'm more concerned about severe weather because we got to get through this first before we talk about cold air or snow or anything like that. So we'll have to wait and see. Rising, we'll watch you guys closely here right now. Just depends. I mean, timing is still kind of all over the place at this point here. So this is what I do before I put a time map or anything like that on. I'll go through guidance, look at everything and see where we're at and kind of do a general blend of the guidance thinking and also my thinking as well. But that's definitely concerning. What it does here, it starts forming supercells along the warm front, and it pushes eastward here, and you have to watch cells ahead of the line itself as we get towards late Friday, Saturday afternoon, Saturday evening, and Saturday night here. So I think that's it, guys. I've talked you guys' head off for about over an hour. I know everybody just wants snow. I know we just want snow here in Arkansas. I get it. 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 Okay. I've had a lot of people just, ask about it. The request is there. I know it. I know everybody wants snow. I get it. I know it's a popular thing right now, but I promise you, we will talk about it. We will get it over with once we get past the severe weather threat. The severe weather threat right now is priority number one. The winter weather threat, unless we're looking at a major winter storm here in Arkansas, which I don't think we will, that's priority number two at this point. I know it's not going to be popular or anything like that, but keep in mind, the severe weather threat, we got to get past that first before we even start talking about the cold air. I'm more certain on severe weather right now than I am winter weather. We'll get there when we cross the bridge. That's basically layman's terms on all that. So just keep that in mind. You will see snow graphics on there, but do not ignore the severe threat, guys. Just please do not ignore the severe threat just because there's a snow threat behind it, because that typically happens. I've seen that happen before, where you get the severe threat and you have a winter threat behind it, and the winter threat kind of takes off. It goes viral. Everybody's talking about the winter weather threat, but they ignore the severe threat. And then the severe threat gets here, and then everybody's like, oh, where did the severe threat come from? I didn't see it coming. So don't let the winter weather blindside you. Keep an eye on that severe weather threat, guys. Well, once we get past that, then we can talk about winter weather all day long here. So, Jimmy, could this be a chance of being December 10th? As I said before, I don't like comparing events to major events like the one on December 10th. I don't think this is going to be a repeat. That event was a very, very, very generational outbreak type of event. I don't like comparing severe events to one another like that unless I necessarily have to. I think this one will be its own event. It's going to be definitely a messy mode. Very, very messy mode. But we will watch it closely, and we'll keep you guys updated on all that here. So that's all I got right now. If you guys got any more comments, let me know. And then I'm going to hop off of here and get ready to work in your 7-day forecast, get with Noah, make sure he's good. And then that will be it. And then tonight, midnight tonight, because you'll have day one is going to be Friday, day 2 is going to be Saturday. So midnight to 1 o'clock tonight, we should get your day 1 and your day 2 in. So be sure to stay up for that. We'll have all that information for you guys. So I think that's it. So, yeah, just please get the severe threat over. Yeah, I know. I promise you guys we'll get through it. It's not our first rodeo. It's not going to be our last. As I said before, Noah's going to be here. You guys are in great hands. All right, I promise you guys are in great hands. I've been kind of delaying his debut for the last couple weeks because he's had school, etc. going on, stuff like that. He was supposed to be starting a lot earlier than this, but we're going to debut him as we get towards this event coming up Friday, tomorrow night, and then your Saturday morning here. But I promise you guys, you are in great hands. You are in absolutely great hands. Mina said before, timing is still uncertain right now, but we'll keep you guys updated on all that. We'll have a time map out, attempt to have a timing map out tonight, and then we'll definitely have one for tomorrow morning and go over it and stuff like that. I'll have a little bit of time tomorrow to kind of help out as I'm kind of transitioning the Weather Center over to him tomorrow and kind of helping him out a little bit. But I think that's it. Okay, in terms of the questions. So that's all I got for you guys. I appreciate you guys tuning in. As I said before, the Teespring link is in the comments. It is pinned. If you guys want to buy a shirt, a hoodie, etc., check it out. There's also coffee mugs. There's a backpack on there. I don't know why a backpack's on there, but there's a backpack on there now. So we'll keep you guys informed right here in your source for all things Arkansas weather.